Hello everybody, it's Debbie from the Magpie Makery and I've got a new upcycling project for you today. I'm going to turn an unwanted hoodie into this Halloween goodie. So stick around to see how we did it. Right, so I've got this unwanted hoodie, bought it in the thrift store in the charity shop. And my idea was to turn it into a Halloween hoodie. Got some yarn also from the same shop, very, very cheaply. And I was thinking of possibly using it to sew onto, just big stitches all around. And an orange colour for Halloween. But we'll see if that will work. At the same time, I picked up this cushion cover. And the reason I picked it up was because it had a few images on it, motifs that I like this spooky face. Quite crazy on a cushion cover, I think, anyway. But and then on the other side, we've got a couple of crows and we've got a wolf motif. So I thought that could be fun to cut those out and sew them onto the Halloween hoodie. But we'll see. Let's see how we get on. I've also got some paint, which is a brown paint that I'm going to use to grunge this up. It was literally a tester pot. Doesn't cost very much, I think £1.25. And of course a good old Sharpie. Right guys, I am going to go in now with my paint and start grunging up this top. The first thing I do need to do is cover up this logo a little bit. So I've got a bit of water off camera, so just in an old jar, just a little bit of water, because this paint can get a bit dry putting it on, so you might just need to loosen that up a little bit. There we are. And I'm going to paint over this logo. And after that, I'm going to just start putting big paint strips all over the hoodie and making it grungy. Now it might take a bit of going over this logo because it's quite strong, but that's okay. So let's continue. Okay, so I'll continue this process over the front, back, sleeves and the hood. Okay, we are about to get spooky here. Now I've grunged up the top with the paint and it's dried. I literally watered the paint down a little bit and just put beautiful big strokes of gunge all over. Now a good tip I found was really work it into the seams because that really does make it look old and grungy. So that's come out really nice. And as you can see, I've sewn on one of the eyes. So we are going to make a spooky face here, a bit like a jack-o'-lantern or a scarecrowy face. I'm using some scrap denim. I've just got a bit of scrap denim from my projects. And I cut out an eye. And we just want to get another one kind of over here, don't we? So I'm just going to sort of roughly chop it, round it off a bit. A little bit of more of a round shape, but I obviously don't need this to be anything that's tidy. How about that? Let's just take away these little bits here. Let's have a look. Yeah, that's quite cool, isn't it? Maybe down like that, maybe like, that like that I like. Now, unfortunately, yeah, that looks good. The yarn that I purchased, I showed you earlier, it was too thick to go through here. So I just had to go and get some thinner yarn that I had. I am a knitter, I'm a big knitter. And so I've got quite a few walls. But if you do go to the thrift store or charity shop, get the sort of the thinner ones that will actually go through the needle and be sewn on. So I could do that orange again, but I think I'm going to see if I've got another colour. So I found this purple, look, that little bit there in my end, so I'm going to use this. Excuse me while I put my glasses on. Right, I'll get this through. Yeah, so there we go. So I'm going to do the same thing as here. The first thing I did is just a big running stitch around the sort of circle of it, and then big stitches to the outside. So let's do that again. Okay. Just going to make a knot so we can get that sewn through the other side. And I'm going to, am I happy with the placement? Let's just have a quick look at that. Yeah, that's cool. Let's pin this on a bit. Obviously we don't want to go through 2 layers, so get your hand underneath. Make sure you're just going through the top layer of the hoodie. And we can get sewing. Now, the paint does make it a little bit stiff, so there's a bit of effort for this bit, but yeah, it's all worth it, isn't it, in the end? As this denim starts fraying as well, it'll be even better, I think. Okay. So I'm going in anywhere really. Start anywhere and just do a big loose running stitch. We do not care for any sort of tidiness because this is our scarecrow jack-o'-lantern face we're making on the hoodie. So we just want to go round kind of chunky, haphazardly. This one's coming through nicely, which is good. There we go. Just make sure I'm good there. I think I'm a little bit, not sure I pulled that all through, so I'll just adjust myself. Thank you. There we go. Righto, those are on. So I was just thinking, actually, if you're not a sewer, you could use paint and just paint those eyeballs on. Or you could use a Sharpie, which I'm going to do now for the nose. So I'm going to go in and just create a kind of just a rough nose. You could of course use a little bit more of the denim, because I do have that actually. That looking like cool. Okay, so we've got our mouth, we've got a nose, we haven't got a mouth, sorry, we've got 2 eyes, we've got our nose, and then we've got this portion down here where a mouth would be. But I'm kind of wondering if I should just not even be mouthless and put something on here. Let's take a look. Right, well, I have decided to put a mouth on, and again I'm going to use the Sharpie. You can of course sew shapes on, but I thought this kind of jack-o'-lantern carved out type of mouth would look fun. And, you know, anyone can do this with a Sharpie, or even a felt tip if that's what you've got, or black paint if that's what you've got. You might have some fabric paint or acrylic paint. So I'm going to fill this in, and then I'm going to have a look at that cushion cover and see which of the motifs I'd like to cut out and put on our top. For now, I'm having great fun colouring this in. Right, I'm quite liking that. It's starting to take a little bit of shape now. Got this area here that we could put something on. If you remember that cushion cover I had, so we could, oh, can you see that? Let me just bring that further up. We could put a crow underneath there, under the mouse, or the wolf. Oh, I think I quite like the wolf actually. Yeah, so I'm going to cut the wolf out, just cut around this shape, and then sew him on under this mouth I've created. I'm liking the wolf here. I'll just put him in place. I'll say he, it could be a she-wolf, I don't know. Okay, just got some regular dark green thread that I'm going to use. Slightly tangled here, so apologies for a moment. I'm going to sew him on, sort of haphazardly again, but a little bit more securely. It's a thinner material, so that's quite good. I'll just come under there, that's it. All right, let's go for it. Okay, my wolf is on. I'm liking it. Here we go. We're looking good. Make sure it's hard to get it all on camera, so I apologise for that. But I was thinking about doing like a scar down here, down up from his nose and up there. Of course with my Sharpie. Shall I just do it? It can't really make it go too wrong, can you? It's... Oh, there we go. All right. Yeah, scar. That is cool. So what I'm going to do, I'll do some stitching as ever, like I did before, either side, across the scar, so it looks like he's stitched up. I think that'd be quite cool. Right, let's go and get some other thread for that. Right, I found this dark grey, which I think will be good, so I'm going to thread up my needle and just start making great big stitches over there. So just being careful you're not going through both layers again. I've done that before, believe me. I'm just going to stitch over like this, like it's proper scarecrow type of effect, or even Frankenstein. You got a big scar that's had to be stitched up. Yeah, that's what we're doing. Yeah, cool. It's a bit too neat, actually. Yeah, that's doing good. Right, I'll finish that off and come back. Here we are, guys. This is how we're looking so far. We've got some eyes, we've got a nose, we've got a scar with stitching across. We've got a nice spooky mouth and a wolf. I'm loving this so far. Right, does it need anything else? Well, I think maybe on the sleeves we need a bit of stitching, a bit of scarring, a bit of pretend. Right, guys, so I had decided to go with the spooky face on the back. Now there was a number 5 on this back, you know, like the logo on the front. So took a piece of my denim, cut that out so it was big enough to go over the 5, and put the spooky face on. Bit of an angle, you know, not doing it all correctly and nicely. This is meant to be grungy. Just sewed him on with a running stitch, with hand running stitch, and sewed the denim patch on with, again, a hand running stitch. So you can see the stitches. I'm not sure if you can see them. You can see the green thread there, which I think looks great. And now I decided to see if I could draw a spider web onto the sleeve, and I think that's come out quite nicely. So yeah, I am going to bring that into focus a bit more. I'm going to draw some more of those on the sleeves and show you how I did it. So I'm going to show you how very simple it is to draw on your spider web. I'm using a gel pen. It's a silver gel pen. I happen to have these. I love them. You could, of course, use a Sharpie again and do it in black. You could use some paint with a very thin, fine paintbrush and do it that way. But it's very simple to get your spider web on. We start with a cross. And then we want a line going out from the centre in each quarter. Then we're going to start close to the centre and just do a curved line to join the 2 segments. There we go. Okay, next time do the same thing. Oh, I'm a bit wrong there. Never mind. So you just want to curve it round and up. Doesn't have to be terribly accurate, but obviously we want them the same kind of proportion. There we are. I'm a little bit bigger here than here, aren't I? So let's go up here a bit more. And come in here. There we go. Just extend that line out slightly there and here. We lost a little bit there, didn't we? There you go. Bit long there, but that's okay. We can live with that. And there you've got a spider web. So you can go and put that on wherever you like now. So this is the completed hoodie and I'm very happy with it. I think it's ideal for going out and about during the spooky season or trick-or-treating. So I do hope you were inspired to maybe have a go at doing something similar and making your own hoodie, and I'd love to see the photos of that. Let us know if you are going to be doing anything. So just to let you know, we've actually opened a Magpie Makery eBay store, and I'm going to be putting this particular hoodie up for sale. It will be up for sale from the 1st of October. It'll be listed just for the price of the hoodie that I purchased from the thrift store. And if you are interested, go and take a look. We can't keep everything we make, so we thought we'd open an eBay store and pass some things on to people if you're interested. But if from all of us, from Jill, Gabby, Debs, we would love to say thank you so much for watching us. We really appreciate your time. We do hope you were inspired and you'd like to subscribe to the channel and give it a thumbs up if you found it interesting. Okay, so it's goodbye for now and we'll see you next time.